everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea, and today I'm going to show you how to make my version of taco salad. And I say my version because really it's just built upon my mom's version of taco salad. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and get our fire on at a medium heat. And I have 1 1/4 pounds of ground beef, and this is 80/20, so you could use something that's a little leaner if you want. I find the 80/20 is the best just because of the flavor. And if it has too much grease, then we can drain that off. So I just don't want to get rid of the flavor. So we're going to get that going. So my mom used to make taco salad pretty often, especially in the summertime. And when we were really young, our parents would take us to the drive-in to see a movie. My dad was a big sci-fi guy, so he liked to read sci-fi books and watch shows and movies. So we would go to the drive-in, and so my mom would make a big taco salad and pack it up in the car to take with us to have for our meal. So she'd always make sun tea to take with us, so no drinking soda. We rarely drink soda. And it was always unsweetened. She just said it was sweetened by the sun. So we would have tea and taco salad, and then she'd always make a big batch of popcorn, so we could have popcorn too. So I always have fond memories of taco salad, of being a kid and sitting in the back of the car and eating dinner. So I've changed this one up just ever so slightly. My husband likes it fairly well, although he does prefer his a little bit different. But that's okay. You can actually make this however you would like. So it's going to take just a few minutes to get this to get cooked down. Now this recipe will make a bit more, so you'll have plenty for several nights for dinners or for lunches, or just for several people. So, and I don't have a specific recipe as far as amounts. When I cook, I don't usually have actual measurements, so I will show you and give you approximate of what I used today. So really you're just using ingredients that you like, and if you don't like a specific ingredient or you don't have it on hand, you can replace it. That's perfectly fine. You just want to have your flavors balanced and your ratios right. So that's really what it boils down to. So and this will be probably way more meat, although my husband likes it fairly meaty on his salad. And if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, by all means, you can still enjoy the salad. Just omit the meat altogether. You might add more beans. And then, of course, the cheese and the dressing you can omit or go with whatever you like best. So this is very customizable. All right. It's starting to get there. Okay, so we drained out pretty much all of the oil, grease. So now we're just going to get a little bit of brown on it. And I'm going to salt this. Not super heavy, but you want the meat to have some flavor to it. And then some pepper. and to this, I'm going to add a half of a yellow onion, and it was just a small onion, so I guess it wasn't very big. So just half of that I've diced up. We're just going to dump that right in the center. And then I also have some poblano pepper, a half of a poblano that I've chopped up. You could use jalapeno, serranos, whatever heat level you like. I was going to use jalapenos, but the store did not have any. So I just grabbed a poblano pepper. Now my husband grows peppers, but he likes the hot ones, so I didn't really want to go with a serrano. And he has some jalapenos, but they're really hot jalapenos, so we're just going to kind of let that continue to cook. The meat is actually done, but we're just getting a little bit of a sear on it, I guess, if you would call it that. I just really want the peppers and onions to have a little softness, but they don't have to be like really cooked. They can still have a little bit of bite to them. That's perfectly fine. We're going to let those go. The great thing with this is you can get all of your ingredients prepared ahead of time and then just pop it in the fridge, and then when you're ready to eat, you got it all done. You can just put it together at that point. So I've got just a package, a 1 ounce package of some taco seasoning. You can make your own. I do that fairly often. I just wanted to show you how simple it is. You don't have to have, you know, all the different spices in your house. So if I were making it, I would use salt, pepper, paprika, granulated garlic, onion powder, and cumin powder. So, but we're just going to use already made taco seasoning. So we're just going to sprinkle that all over the whole package. And then I've got just a little bit of water. A little bit more water. So probably about 2 tablespoons so far. It's really just so that that can all get mixed up and that the seasoning can get coated on the hamburger. I love cooking, but I don't always want to spend hours and hours in the kitchen preparing a meal. So if there are ways that I can go and just make it a little easier, especially during the week, then by all means I'm going to use those. So, all right. So that's all mixed up. And I'm just going to turn the heat off. And then I have 1 16-ounce can of red kidney beans. I have drained and rinsed these really well. I'm just using the low sodium. We added some salt to the meat to season it. Our taco seasoning has salt in it. So we want to start kind of seeing where we can cut back a little bit on that sodium so everything's not too salty. Or at least for me, I'm not heavy-handed on the salt. So, and we never have a salt shaker on our table. So we season all of our food when we make it, and then it's done. So, all right. So we're just going to mix that up. And it's not necessary to cook those beans. I mean, they're already cooked, so they're just gonna warm up in that meat. We're just gonna set that aside, and then we'll get to preparing the rest of it. All right, so our meat and beans mixture is just sitting here cooling down on the stove. So now we're going to make our fresh pico that we'll put on the top of our salad. So I've got 7 small tomatoes. So I just got, whoops, a little bunch of tomatoes like this size. They're pretty small. So 7 of those. And then I've got a quarter of a red onion that I diced up. So that's probably about a half a cup. And then I've got a half of a poblano pepper. So the pepper was about this size, so about average. So half of it went into our cooked mixture, and then the other half I diced up. And then just a little bit, about a tablespoon or so of cilantro that I've chopped. So I went ahead and mixed up everything in our pico and gave it a taste. And it tastes pretty good. I just used a half of the lime, added a little bit of salt, tasted it until I got it just the way I wanted it. So we're gonna set that aside. And then I've got iceberg lettuce. So I just cut a head of iceberg lettuce in half and chopped it up. You could use other lettuce like a romaine, but Mom always just used iceberg, and that I just like it better for this particular salad. But if you like a different one, that's perfectly fine. So the way Mom always did it, she would just take a big bowl and dump everything in the bowl, mix it up, and then it would just sit in the fridge until we're ready to eat. Personally, I like to put it together when I'm ready to eat it. So we're just gonna take some lettuce, and then I've got a half of red bell pepper and a half of green bell pepper in here. So we're just gonna put a little of each of those in there. And then we're gonna do add a little bit of the meat and the beans. It's still warm. It can be cold if you want, or warm, either way. So just add however much you would like. And then we're gonna grab cheese. So this is just cheddar cheese that's grated up. So just add some of that. We eat a lot of cheese, so I always just keep cheddar cheese grated and on hand. So let's just go ahead and mix this a little bit, just to kind of mix it all up. Now, I like mine with ranch dressing, and my husband prefers sour cream. Ranch dressing is just how Mom always did it, and I just prefer it that way. I have yet to find a ranch dressing recipe that I like, so I just go to the buttermilk ranch dressing, just the pouch, and just mix your mayonnaise and your buttermilk into it. And that's how I like it. I don't care for the pre-made ranch dressings. They just, I don't know, they don't taste right, so, to me. And then we're gonna go with corn chips. I like the lightly salted ones. I just always felt that corn chips had too much salt. They were just too salty for me. So when they started making the lightly salted, I was quite happy. So I don't eat them very often, usually just in chili or taco salad is about it. So we're just gonna mix those in there like that. And you can make this however you want, as heavy as you want, more meat, more cheese, whatever you would like. And then we're just gonna dump that into our bowl. And it already smells delicious. Smells like what Mom used to make. And there we have my mom's taco salad, ready for the drive-in. I hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time.